Tonight, talk show host Charlie Rose has been fired by 2 networks over sexual harassment accusations. His alleged victims are women who worked for him or those who aspired at his show to work for him, which was produced by his own production company. Tonight, we are finding out what recourse you have if your boss harasses you.
NBC 10's Lauren Make joining us live in our studio. And Lauren, you spoke to a legal expert about the options, even if you don't think you have any, right?
Jim and Jacqueline, almost half of employees in Pennsylvania work for small businesses. Some of those small businesses have several hundred employees and have an HR department, but some, they're just a few people, and that's where it gets tricky. But we found out you do have some options.
With a big-name media personality now off the air, the spotlight switching to smaller companies.
Is this something that you come across where you see these, people who work for companies that just are too small to have a HR department?
Often. Very, very often.
Edith Pearce is an attorney who handles sexual harassment and discrimination cases. We wanted to find out what your options are if you work for a small business. In the case of Charlie Rose, both CBS and PBS told the Washington Post they had no record of sexual harassment complaints. His show was produced by an independent production company, and 2 women said they'd complained to his executive producer. If you're an employee of a small company, Pearce says you can take complaints to state agencies like Pennsylvania's Human Relations Commission and the Federal Equal Employment Opportunity Commission. They can investigate, but beware of deadlines.
If you wait, you can be told you waited too long, and there's nothing that they can do because it's outside the time period.
How long do you have?
Under the state law, it's 180 days. And under the federal law, it's 300 days. So they're very, very short periods of time.
Also think about how big your employer is. She says those working for companies with less than 4 employees, they have even fewer options.
So what if it's just, a husband and wife and they've got 1 employee?
That can be a problem under the law, but that doesn't stop. There are other laws that could potentially apply. If there was unlawful touching, then there could be tort laws that apply. And that's one of the reasons to seek out a lawyer, because many times there are other avenues that we can look at.
And no matter what size company you work for, she says it's important to memorialize what happened so you can show how it started and progressed. For example, if you told someone to stop doing something, send them an email afterward, maybe saying, "I'm glad we had the conversation and I expect a professional relationship." Jim?